Plants play such a vital role in our lives. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. And this oxygen is important to us as humans and helps, of course, keep our mental energy clear and keep the environment very, very clean. And today on the program, we're going to be talking about greenery, plants, flowers, and why they play this important role in our lives. This is Window on Abuja, and I am Maimuna Ummi Ibrahim. When you come into the Federal Capital Territory, one of the first things you notice all across the capital is the greenery. And this is because Abuja is a purpose-planned city. So let's start off by taking a feature on the greening of the capital.
Created in 1979, built through the 1980s, and officially occupied in 1991, the Federal Capital Territory was purposely planned to be the capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One unmistakable aspect of the planning of the city are the green spaces. Issa Shwaibu, a former director at the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, tells us the importance of green spaces in a city.
Mankind itself, the green environment is a very, very important aspect of human living. Basically, yes. So I think in the same vein, planning also recognizes that and ensures that it is there. Healthy living, whatever you can think of, is very important. The master plan actually, those who conceived of the master plan actually appreciated the need to have a green environment. And that is why if you look at the land use budget in the master plan, no other land use occupies a larger percentage than green area except residential places. That underscores the importance of green areas. As much as almost 33% of the land use budget of the city is dedicated to green areas, parks, recreation, and related land uses.
The current expanding population of the Federal Capital Territory and an increasing need for land to build infrastructure to cope with the population, how has the FCT been able to remain true to the initial plans for green spaces?
Well, Abuja has done very well, extremely well, and definitely there's a lot of, despite the fact that there's a desperate desire for land to build offices, commercial houses, and all whatnot, but at least there's an equal force also trying to sustain the integrity of the green areas. And I think Abuja is doing very well. And at least taking the drive around the city, you still see they've made concerted efforts to make sure it is conserved. And look at the road corridors. There was a deliberate policy that came to place, giving people areas to, to plant, to sell flowers. I mean, with that type of strategy, you are seeking to protect, but much more can be done. A lot more can be done.
Well, that was our feature on greening in the FCT, and hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm here by a roadside nursery to talk about the plants that are here on display, why people use some of these plants to decorate their homes, and some of the medicinal ones that of course are out there and what they do. And I have Godwin behind here, who I'm going to speak to in just a little while. Come with me. So what do you like about this business?
They like the business they move in Abuja. Abuja people.
Yeah.
They like it where they use and they decorate
Their house. Yes.
They use and they make a environment everywhere. And now make people they like it.
So tell me, Godwin, if I come to you now and I say I want to decorate my house, which plants will you advise me to buy?
I can tell you, say we go put inside the room, the indoor plants inside the room. The outdoor, like something like a dwarf izora, double izora, single izora.
So which one is this one?
This is a continue.
Okay. And is this an indoor or outdoor plant?
Outdoor.
Okay. both, I can use both of them. What about this cactus?
But this cactus, you can feel put it inside the room, you can feel put it outside.
Okay, so I want you now to tell me, because some people have this idea that to take care of plants, you have to water it every day to make sure it doesn't die. Are there plants that don't need me to water them every day?
2 times in a week.
Okay.
Maybe
2 times a week?
2 times in a week.
Okay.
Maybe
so I don't
every
have
time.
to do it every day?
No, if you do it every day, can they like water inside the bucket?
Okay. And so now, what there are some plants that are considered medicinal, like you use them as medicine. Do you have any of those type of plants here?
Like medicine?
Yes, like because you can cook it. Do you understand? Like if you're not feeling fine or something like that.
Okay, like this jogele, moringa.
Okay, moringa, okay. Can I use it as an indoor plant or outdoor plant?
Outdoor.
Okay. So I can put it in a balcony or something.
You can put it in like a rubber bucket.
Okay.
Put them outside.
And how often should I water the moringa?
2 times.
2 times a week. Okay, so what I now want you to explain to me is all those pots that you have over there. Can we walk there so that you can explain to me? Because maybe I don't have space in my house and I just have maybe windows that I can put these small plants on. And what kind of plant is this?
This is Rebecca.
Rebecca. Okay. And if I have children, it won't matter.
No.
If they eat it, nothing will happen to them.
Nothing will happen for them.
Okay. And what about the other one? How much is this one?
This one 1.5.
1.5, okay. And are those aloe vera?
This one will be aloe vera.
Oh, really?
See the aloe vera here.
Okay.
The aloe vera.
Okay. So what kind of plant?
They get water.
Okay, inside. Yes. Okay, I know aloe vera. But what about this one?
This one, no, this small, this cactus.
Cactus. Okay. But what? There's this idea that cactuses are not difficult to take care of. Like if I keep it, it won't really die like other plants. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. So how long does it take for it to grow to a big cactus?
It will take long before it grow like this. If you cut down like this, plant, before it will reach like this one now, it will reach like 2 years.
2 years? Wow, that's a long time. So what about these small pots? What would you advise I put them, like on a window or somewhere else in the house?
I can put them near window.
Okay.
Like I use and put near table for palm. Like this.
And how much are the small pots?
You get the one with the 1,500. You get the one with 2,000.
Okay. And what about a plant like this cactus?
This cactus, this one.
Yes.
This one are from 5,000 naira.
From 5,000. But it's worth it because it looks large and you can do it indoor and outdoor as well.
Outdoor.
Yes, I agree.
You can turn it to bucket. You can put it for ground.
Okay.
Anyone way you like.
Okay, so before I go, Mr. Godwin, I want you to explain to me, because you said we can use them as indoor plants, right? How will I take care of the bottom part? Because if I pour water, I feel like the water will flow out into my house.
You can use, when you buy the rubber,
yes,
you can put saucer under.
Okay, under.
You go buy this standing iron. When you come buy them, you go paint them with either black or any color. It will look fine. Put it in the saucer. When our water touch him, you can carry him throw away for outside.
Okay.
Return him back to the pockets.
Now it's safe to say that I've added more knowledge about plants to the little that I already knew. And as you can tell, there is a price point for everyone. We have plants ranging from 1.5 to a little more expensive, but then that means there is a price point for every person, and it means you have no excuses when it comes to beautifying your space with plants. And if you're a little into the high-end stuff, well, I have just the thing for you. And stay tuned as we head out to our next destination. I mentioned earlier, today we're talking about beautiful things, and that's talking about flowers and plants and how they enhance our environment. And I have my guest here with me who is passionate about flowers and plants and how they beautify our lives. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Maimuna. I'm very glad to be here.
Let's start by talking about flowers. Why do you think they're important to our environment?
Okay, well, as you can see here at Flora Gallery, we are very passionate about fresh flowers, about botanical plants, landscaping. So we know that flowers in nature play a very important role when it comes to pollination. You know, without the flowers, the birds, the bees, the flies, and bats even in some cases, some particular kind of flower, they pollinate, they help carry along the cycle that is nature. So with the pollination, you get production.
I actually agree with you. So I want you to tell me how you found yourself in this business. Why did you choose to work with landscape and flowers and plants?
Well, it all goes back to my childhood, as I tell everybody. My mom was very much an enthusiast. Growing up, she had a rose garden in front of our house in Kaduna, and I would always go and pluck half roses and go to the garden with my friends, playground. So our flowers, our company motto is to promote love and kindness in our communities. And flowers convey beautiful messages across. I'm sure the first thing you did, as I saw, was you just smiled when you walked in here. So we're trying to at least relieve some of the unfortunate circumstances that we found ourselves in. And flowers do that. They very much
you mentioned about how flowers influence our lives and what they bring. But there is this belief that a bouquet of flowers can be quite elitist. What's your take on that? Do you believe that that's true?
Yes. Worldwide, the floral industry is a luxury market. Yes. We've tried our very possible best to not to only produce but to make available a variety of luxury flowers grown all over the world. Now with the economy as it is, it's not sustainable. So we're also now we've shifted gear and we're trying to build that local content in terms of Nigerian grown flowers. And with that, in effect, actually we need to dial down on the pricing.
With fresh flowers, there is a lifespan, I believe. So having to cater, take care of them and make sure that, they get to the right place in the right condition, I guess might be a bit of a tricky balance, right?
Yes, worldwide, maybe the lifespan of a flower is give or take 7 to 10 days. And this is even in the European weather. You would need to have a very cool environment for the flowers to thrive and blossom the longest. So you need to also change water constantly every day. I would suggest every day. And condition the flowers. So there's a whole procedure. It's not too tasking and rather enjoyable if you actually love flowers.
What are some other challenges that you face in this business and how do you think we can remedy them?
The alternative would be to grow our flowers at home. And even the luxury brand with the advancement in agricultural technologies, so a fully automated greenhouse or even a partially automated greenhouse, because the challenge would still be with the fully automated lack of constant electricity. So how do you use automated machines to keep it running 24/7? It all adds up.
Wow. That must be really challenging. I can't even begin to imagine.
It is. And then we have the freight. The cost of freight before the COVID was about $1.50. The cost of freight to import flowers per kg post-COVID is about $4. And then with the homegrown flowers, there's so much demand, very little supply. I mean, for the past 2 weeks, I've been calling my suppliers from Jos, because that's the prominent state that grows beautiful flowers, and they're always sold out. They're like, Madam, you didn't reserve early enough. I'm like, but
I've been calling you.
So that's it. So there's so much demand there, but maybe so there's a market there as well. You understand? So these are the challenges of the floral industry. But with regards landscape, to be honest, it's thriving in Abuja. You have a lot of gardens springing up. People trying to propagate and do a little bit of, hybrids, as it were. This hibiscus with the Chinese hibiscus, and then you see something beautiful coming out at the end of the day. So we're thriving in the landscaping with tropical plants and botanicals, but with fresh flowers,
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's still very tricky.
I have to say that one of my favorite things right now when it comes to real estate is where you see rooms or even bathrooms having greenery, or the house having a green plant or flowers. So if I want to do a bit of that, maybe spruce up my house a bit, or my office, or my room,
Yes.
how do I know how to choose the right plant for the right place?
So this falls under lifestyle, which is also another arm of what we do. And you're talking about biophilia.
Okay.
Now, biophilic design is the design of greenery in an internal space.
Okay.
So you see those vertical buildings with all those biophilic walls, or hotel lobbies with biophilic walls. And like even said, I have a beautiful fern in my bathroom.
You see?
Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's thriving because it's under the shade.
Yeah.
So biophilia is very much needed in our modern day, in our modern society, with a lot of these air conditions and all of these internal elements that really just, we need more green to produce more oxygen to clear our minds.
Yeah.
Greenery fixes your eyes. It actually, there's a purpose, and the main reason why there's green all over the earth. It actually relates, the color directly relates and translates into our brain and fixes our mind. It balances our hormones, as it were. There's a whole science to it. I'm going to arrange beautiful lilies and roses, very simple in this beautiful vase here. It is a beautiful vase here. So the idea is there's a medium vase and there's a large vase. So you need to, and then this is a smaller opening than this.
Yeah.
So what you want to make sure is your stem
Yeah.
is, just at the right height for the flower vase, so it complements the flower vase itself.
Okay.
So you see it sits perfectly, as opposed to when you put something that is rather tall,
Yeah.
particular about simple, not too busy. For me, this is perfect.
This is gorgeous.
This is gorgeous as it is. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep it this way. So we can keep it by the blue mandala. Art and flowers are something of, nature, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we have a space that also brings in a lot of light.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, why don't you also exhibit art and different sculptures and pieces that mostly landscaping and nature. But, I have quite a few artists that I reached out to, they reached out to me. But this particular piece, actually, we have the artist here. Yes.
Actually a dottilism piece. We have a form of art called dottilism. I use many colors or paints. In this case, I used acrylic paints to form dots.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So these are not beads. They look like beads. They feel beady when you touch them. But these are actually paints, acrylic paints. This piece took 10 days.
10 days.
And that's like 6-7 hours. Or more. 6, 7, 9 hours a day.
Beautiful display of flowers of hydrangeas, and of course hydrangeas from Jos,
Yes.
and lilies that are imported
From Amsterdam, yes.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Daulat, for welcoming us
pleasure.
into your space, and of course having the pleasure of meeting
The
the
artist,
artist Halima.
yes.
Of course, a double whammy. We're so grateful. Thank you so much for
Absolute
your passion
pleasure.
and all that you do. I hope that you've enjoyed learning all about flowers, why they are important to our environment, why we should have them in our space as well. Window on Abuja continues in just a little while.
My name is Bisi Teru. I am an environmentalist and I'm also an information technologist. I particularly love the part of the environmentalist because it allows me really explore, it allows me really give my full personality to the things around me. I plant trees because trees make our environment look very beautiful. As you can see around here, trees actually not only make this environment beautiful, they provide shade. A nice scenery, the grasses, the flowers, all make this a very beautiful space for recreational activities. People come here together with families and friends to just come and enjoy themselves and stay away from the very scorching sun. The trees serve as windbreaker elements. They also help us ensure that they can prevent erosion that could damage our property and our means of livelihood. Trees are really very important. Trees ensure that we can provide a place for our birds to rest in the night. Our livestock and animals have a place they can hide under trees. Trees are particularly important in our environment. So if you want to know what makes this natural environment look so stimulating and appealing, it's those trees. It's those flower shrubs. It's those colorful flowers. It's those nice greenery. They make for a very peaceful and very beautiful environment. In addition, trees provide oxygen in our environment, and they take away carbon dioxide. And so if you really want a place that is full of life, that is full of beauty, I think we should adopt the culture of planting trees, of planting flowers, and making the environment what is soothing and beneficial to all of us. I plant trees. I welcome you to come and plant with me. What can you do? How can you be a part of this? You can plant one tree or plant some flowers to make your immediate environment look beautiful. You can actually add and contribute to the environment, your immediate environment, just the next street or the next highway next to you. There are different groups of people who are committed to ensuring that our community and our city looks great. We are not only concerned about making sure that we plant trees, but we are making sure that we plant trees that are sustainable and that makes our environment look very good. You can join some of the community-based service organizations like Rotary, like other community-based service organizations who are saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that they promote a healthy and a beautiful environment. You also can make sure that you stop anybody from cutting down some of these trees. We can prevent felling of trees. We can prevent cutting of our flowers and stealing of those trees that we have on our major highways. You can prevent that. You can educate people. You can create awareness. And in so doing, you are contributing to a sustainable, eco-friendly environment that you and I and the generations unborn can be proud of. We can call this place our home, a place that is worthy of the beauty that we deserve.
As I enjoy some quality time here in the shade, it's time to ask you, the FCT residents, do you like plants? What kind of plants do you like? And do you have plants in your homes?
Yeah, I have flowers, yes. I have flowers. Not like I intentionally have flowers, but I have flowers around my house. I'm indifferent about them. Like, I don't go out of my way to take care of them, but I don't kill them or let them dry up also.
We have mango trees, beautification flowers, aloe vera, mint leaf, basil leaf, curry, and the rest.
Who takes care of them?
Myself, my parents, anyone available at the house.
Flowers bring beauty. They give you this aura of beauty. They make the place look serene and peaceful. They bring color into your life. You might be having a sad day. You just go around your house, you water your flowers, and then before you know it, you're smiling. So that's why I love flowers. They just have a way of beautifying your life, your space.
And now we move on to a bit of interesting fact. Do you know the national flower of Nigeria? Well, if you don't know, you're all about to find out. Well, that was all the information you need about Cactus spectabilis. And now you know about the Nigerian national flower. And with that, we've come to the end of today's interesting program. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope that we have encouraged you to take on some tree planting or having plants all around your house. Share some flowers with loved ones, or you can have it just in your home to beautify your environment. I'm sure that our country will thank you, our environment will thank you, and I'm sure a little bit of beauty never hurts anyone. And I hope that would urge you to join me for next episodes of Window on Abuja. Until then, I am Maimuna Ummi Ibrahim. See you next time.